Sure, ma'am, you can see.
Is there any problem, Raj sir?
No, ma'am. Now we can roll, ma'am, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Have you admitted all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Dr. Shweta Rathi, HOD in Civil Engineering Department from Medicaps University. I welcome you all. Honorable Chief Guest, Dr. Abhay Gupta sir, my dear colleagues, students, and all members present who are here. It is my immense pleasure to welcome you all on this knowledge sharing platform. Knowledge opens the door to opportunity, achievement, success, and wealth. We have amongst us a very renowned personality who is highly qualified and possesses vast knowledge and experience in the field of structures. Our objective in organizing this webinar is to develop the students into capable civil engineering graduates by imparting appropriate high quality education in civil engineering branch so that they could be readily adopted by the services sector to meet the challenges faced by the nation. This webinar also aims to promote all around the development of the personality of students by suitably involving them in co-curriculum and extracurriculum activities. Basically, our vision is to contribute effectively to the national endeavor of producing quality human resources of world-class standard in civil engineering by developing and sustaining sustainable technical education to meet the challenging technologies to need the country incorporating relevant of social concern. We also wanted to build an environment to create and propagate innovative technologies for the economic development of the nation. The development focus on shaping infrastructure development with societal focus and to build an environment to create and propagate innovative technologies for the economic development of the nation. I am not taking much of the time of Dr. Abhay Gupta sir. So I now introduce Dr. Abhay Gupta sir, who is our chief speaker. Dr. Abhay Gupta sir is Director, Skeleton Consultant Noida, as well as Indore. He obtained his BTech, B in Civil Engineering in 1981 and MTech in Structural Engineering from SGSITS and PhD from IIT Roorkee in 1996 in the area of aerodynamics, infrastructure in tall rectangular buildings, wind tunnel studies. He has more than 40 years of experience in the field of civil engineering, construction, and structural design, and also in the field of teaching and research with several academic and R&D institutions and BIS. A dynamic, multidimensional civil and structural engineer with vast experience in the areas of RCC and steel designing, construction management, teaching and research, and team building, imparting the leadership to a group of people in pursuit of achieving individual and organizational goals. Currently having experience of in the field of design, coordination, review, mentoring, excavation, execution, etc. So Dr. Gupta has worked on more than 500 projects of RCC steel in building, industry and infrastructure sector. One of his landmark project, 351 feet high Lord Shiv statue at Nathdwara, Rajasthan, India, has won several prestigious awards for structural design and construction, including ICI Award and ACCE Simplex Award in 2020-21. The statue is structural steel plus concrete structure and fourth tallest statue in the world. Dr. Abhay Gupta is one of the directors of Skeleton Consultant Private Limited, having offices at Delhi, NCR, Indore and Bangalore, wherein consultancy is provided for integrated project delivery, right from the concept to commissioning in industrial sector, a leading civil, structural and infrastructural engineering consultant firm in Delhi NCR and country. Skeleton provides consultancy in the field of mid-rise and high-rise RC buildings for residential, commercial, retail, education, sports, hospitals, and other sectors. Industrial steel buildings, PEB structures, wind engineering of structures, retrofitting, rehabilitation, and other special areas. Skeleton is also providing consultancy for all the 3 lighthouse projects launched by Government of India under Pradhan Mantri Yojana Ayog at Indore, Lucknow, and Agartala, which are structural steel frame buildings with innovative technology, dry and fabricated wall system for rapid mass housing. He was also the principal consultant for establishment of India's first international state-of-art wind engineering application center in private sector for tall buildings and structure for Jaiprakash Associates Limited at JUEP Guna in MP. Earlier, he has worked with multinational integrated engineering consultancy organization IGEN Technological Services Limited at Gurgaon and ERA Building Service Systems. He has made several authoritative presentations on PEB and steel structures on several platforms across the country. Dr. Gupta served as a teaching faculty at SGSITS Indore from 1984 and took VRS in 2007 as a professor of structural engineering. His area of interest include design of structures in RCC and steel, design for dynamic effects, codes of practices in wind and earthquake engineering, bridge engineering, and soil structure interaction. He has also completed 1 semester certificate course on earthquake resistant design of building and structure from IIT Kanpur in 2003 under NPEE. He also has worked with IIT Roorkee team under Professor Prem Krishna for presentation of revised draft of IS 875.3 and its handbook, which is available on the website NICEE ISWE. Dr. Gupta is a fellow of Institution of Engineers India, Indian Association of Structural Engineers, and a life member of Indian Geotechnical Society, Indian Society of Wind Engineering, Indian Road Congress, Indian Society of Earthquake Technology, and several other professional bodies. Dr. Gupta was a member of NBC 2016 and BIS Subcommittee CED 43 for Foundation of Buildings and currently representing in CED 57 cyclone resistant housing and CED 46 steel structure. He has recently awarded M. Vishweshwarya Award of DST, Departmental of Science and Technology on Engineers Day 2020-21 and was awarded Outstanding Concrete Technologies of 2016 by ISI. He has attended several national and international conferences and he has visited several countries like UK, Dubai, Thailand, Finland, Netherlands, Singapore, Italy, Australia, and Switzerland, etc. for professional assignments. So, with this small introduction, I now invite Dr. Abhay Gupta sir to give a presentation on his area to enlighten our student, so that would be helpful in their career and all. So, please, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Shweta, for the generous reading of verbatim whatever I have written, and she has believed that all this is all true in the real sense. The journey has been long, my friends. Long time back, I was also a student like you. I graduated from SGSITS Indore in 1981. So 19 plus 21, 40 years back, I was also sitting in some classroom like this and attending lectures. In those days, webinars were not a fashion, were not in the trend because of the COVID and all that. Now the practice has changed, but 40 years back, I was also listening to some of the learned people and experienced people about their experiences and case studies like this only. Thank you very much, Shweta, for inviting me and giving an opportunity once again to interact with the younger lot. I believe that these young students, they have ample of potential, they have desire to learn many new things. The only thing is everything can't be confined into the books. Everything you can't teach in the classroom. So there are certain things which we have to learn from the case studies, which you have to learn from the experiences of the people who are outside in the field who have done. And fortunately, we, means my company and myself, we got an opportunity to work on such a unique project, which I am going to share with you today, my friends. So I'll start sharing of my screen here. Yes, so I'm sharing my screen along with the presentation, and just let me know if this presentation is visible properly. Raj, is this well seen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is clearly visible.
It's clear. Thank you very much. And I am audible properly, all my students?
Perfectly audible, sir.
Perfect. Okay. So friends, I'll take you through a journey of making a monument of a gigantic size. This is a very different experience, and you will have several queries in your mind, not as a student of the class, but as a civil engineer, budding civil engineer, who might be thinking that I'm also going to do one similar thing. So how all this has happened, all those questions will be there in your mind, and just keep them, just jot them down, or you can even type them in the chat box, and from where our moderator, Shweta madam and Mr. Raj, Dr. Raj, they will take it up further and we will address them all in the end of the presentation. So let's go ahead. Okay, so friend, this is the statue which I am going to talk about. The gigantic size, you can very well see. This is the graphical representation, but you can see the size of the statue as compared to the other things in the surrounding. Okay, there is a whole entertainment park which is going to be developed, which is being developed rather. Mostly it has been developed, and then it is on the top of a hillock. And you can see in the background there are some buildings which are actually not there right now. It is considered that in future those buildings may come. So those are 15-20 floor buildings. Even then they are just like very tiny in front of the size of the statue. Okay, you can very well see by the side of the statue there is a trishul. So this trishul is one of the point of discussion, one of the very challenging aspect of the design of this statue, and many other things we will discuss in the next 1 hour session. Friends, we all work on buildings, tall buildings like this, very complicated. These two are very famous buildings in the world. Then we also work on long span bridges, challenging projects. Engineers work on industrial structures of huge size, very complicated. We also work on the air traffic control towers, ATC, like this, big ones. And this one is Pitampura TV tower in Delhi. It is a communication tower, 275-meter high. Okay. We also work on tall chimneys. They are all very big structures, and there is a lot of engineering involved. But the thing which I am going to discuss with you right now is a statue which is neither a building. When I say 351 feet high, this is not a 35-floor building. When I say it is huge, it is big, but it is not like a dam or a bridge or that kind of thing. It is not like even chimney. It is a mixture of the complexities from everything, and size is huge. This is how it looks from a distance of about 20 kilometers. When you move from Udaipur to Nathdwara, or when you come from Mount Abu side, or when you come from the other side to Nathdwara, you can see this from about 20 kilometers distance. This is there on the top of a hillock. This is the entire area of the project, about 15 acres of land which was given by government to the sponsor. This is a private developer, private industrialist rather, who has taken this, can say, prana, or has taken this commitment to build this on a land. So on this land, this statue is being created. This is a drone view taken from the top while the construction was being done. Along with the statue, you can see several other amenities are being developed in the entertainment park. There are amphitheater, there are entertainment area, there are gardens, and many more things are there in this complex of about 15 acres. So now if you go to Udaipur anytime, just make a point that you go another 45 kilometers ahead and visit this statue site and be proud of the civil engineering which has been done there by the entire team. The team members, I'll show it visible from 20 kilometers. The exposed area of the skin is 20,000 square meters. The skin of the statue is 20,000 square meter. It has been designed for a life of 250 years. It can blow, it can sustain winds of 250 km per hour speed. How this has been checked, I'll tell about that. It has consumed 2,650 metric ton of structural steel, 2,700 metric ton of reinforcement steel, about 8,500 metric ton of the concrete in the statue itself. There's more concrete in the foundation and all that. Then there are 3 staircases and 4 elevators, 4 lifts which go at different level. The tallest lift, which goes up to 320 feet high, it goes right up to the head here. So the lift goes up to there. I'll show you that. And there are galleries on which people can come out and take the beautiful view outside. 110 feet is a very wide gallery, which is just the base of Lord Shiva's statue. And 270 and 280 are here actually. This is 270 and 280 by the side of both the ears here. वहां पे 2 गैलरी हैं बाहर निकलने के लिए और उन गैलरी में से आप बाहर निकल के बड़ा अच्छा सा व्यू देख सकते हैं. ठीक है. So these are some of the special features and this is the team. So the project was sponsored by, or the client is Mr. Madan Paliwal, who is chairman of Miraj Group. Miraj Group is doing lot many of good things in that area, and this is another good thing that they have done. Then sculpture, Murtikar, the one who gave the expression, the posture to the statue is most important person, Mr. Naresh Kumar from Gurgaon. Then we did the entire structural engineering of this project, skeleton consultants. Then proof checking. Any such important project has to be checked by one more person so that you are sure that everything goes well. So Professor Prem Krishna is a well-known person from IIT Roorkee, is retired from there and a well-known authority in the structural engineering. He did the proof checking of the project. And the most important work, we did the entire thing on the paper, but on field, Shapurji Palanji and Company Private Limited, they constructed it and they did an excellent job by constructing this statue flawlessly. Very good work, and I must congratulate Shapurji for that. Our company is Skeleton Consultant Private Limited. If you go to the website www.skeleton.in, you will get all the details, but we are in the field since almost 35 years and working in various sectors, industries and buildings and structural health monitoring, retrofitting, rehabilitation and all that. We do a lot of statue works besides the building and industries. Some of them are shown here. The leftmost is 351 feet high Lord Shiva statue, which we are discussing today. Second number is a 60 feet high statue of Lord Hanumanji. This is made at Toronto in Canada. This was designed here. This was fabricated here in glass fiber skin, and then it was transported in the containers to Toronto, and there it was erected there. And structural members were fitted inside, and plaster of Paris was filled in. The third one is a 161 feet high Lord Hanumanji at Solan. Solan is near Shimla in Himachal. So there is this. I'll show more about this. And the rightmost 121 feet high Lord Hanumanji in the sitting posture, half sitting posture. This is here itself in Faridabad. So these are some of the statues. And then 2 more, we are working a Lord Rama statue in Alwar, 72 feet. And another is a 51 feet high Lord Shiva statue in Tapukada near Gurgaon, near Manesar. Then 151 feet high Lord Hanumanji in Koradi, which is near Nagpur. This is again a concrete statue. And 101 feet high Lord Rama statue in Guna. This is a bronze statue, metal. So internally there will be a RCC structure, and over that there will be a metal cladding. So this is being done in Guna. Friends, when we have to work on such unusual things, I'll tell you a small story also. See, as a civil engineer, as a structural engineer, we are all taught about buildings, bridges, industries, chimneys, and all those kind of structures, which are regular structure, which are used, which are there in the books also. But no one is going to teach you the statue. So we also had no experience of designing any statue before this. And why we? Hardly any people would have done that. Even the Sardar Patel statue came later on. This was started earlier and Sardar Patel statue was started later. But again, that was one of its kind. One of its kind. Not not many across the globe. So Lord Sardar Patel statue is the tallest one in the world, and Lord Shiva statue is fourth tallest in the world. So when you have to work on such a project, it requires a very different kind of the skill set. It requires a very different kind of thought process. How this project came to us. Some of you might be thinking that why we were chosen for this project. Yes, very interesting story, friends. We had no connection with the Mirage Group or anybody there. So that means by some known person we were introduced there. No, not like that. Somehow it was Lord Shiva's blessings that we got this opportunity to design. What happened actually, on the occasion of Diwali in 2013, I received a gift box in my office. Generally, people will send Lakshmi ji, Ganesh ji on the occasion of Diwali, and you will receive them, and you will really be happy to keep Ganesh ji and Lakshmi ji in your puja place and all that. But this time when I opened that gift box, it was a small Lord Shiva statue, choti si idol, itni badi. And I was surprised that who has sent, because there was no name of the sender on the box. Okay. Maybe some logo, something was there, but I didn't recognize that name even, whatever was there. I was surprised at how this has come. I opened anyway when Lord Shiva has come. So I kept them in our puja, and very humbly and respectfully we started worshipping. Immediately about 1 month after, I received a call from the Mirage Group project head. Colonel Sanjeev Argal used to be the project head at that time. So he called me and he introduced himself and asked me, Dr. Abhay Gupta, we have come to know about you, that you are doing some good projects, and we are having such and such project, and whether you will be interested in doing the proof checking of this project. He came to me for design checking. Somebody else was designing it. There was someone else who was the consultant of this project. So I said, yes, with pleasure, I'll be doing. Why should I say no? I'll do. And then Chairman Mr. Madan Paliwal, he came one day to Gurgaon, to the studio of our sculptor, Mr. Naresh Kumar, and there they called me that Chairman wants to meet you. I said, okay. So I went there and I had some 10-15 minutes discussion with Chairman, where they explained that such and such statue is there, and we are going to make it in RCC structure inside, and like this. So you have to do. So I just asked a simple question to Chairman. Sir, what is the design life that you are anticipating? Say, I want it to be more than 100 years. You tell me what life you want. Say 250 years. Somehow I don't know from where this 250 figure came, but he said 250 years. I said, okay, I can do it. Though I had not much of the calculations done by that time, but I was aware that when I say a particular life of something, even human being, we should be durable. So if I want to make myself durable, I have to inculcate some of the habits. I have to inculcate some of the characteristics, properties in me, such that my organs continue to work well. Means acha khana hai, acha rehna hai, healthy rehna hai. Same way for the structure, if I want to make the structure healthy, I have to use good ingredients in that, so that weathering and atmospheric effects are minimized. Correct? And whatever loads are going to come in 250 years of life, they should be sufficiently registered. So I should be able to make a good assessment of those loads and forces which may come in 250 years. In general, we design a structure for 60 years of life. So in general, whatever loads and forces are given in the code, they are as per the 60 years of the design life, return period. But when the return period of the design life is increased to 250 years, then same thing increases much. आज अगर आप एक फ्लोर पे लाइव लोड किसी बिल्डिंग पे 60 इयर्स की डिजाइन लाइफ के हिसाब से ले रहे हैं, जस्ट मोमेंट, हाँ मैडम लेक्चर चल रहा है, लेक्चर चल रहा है मेडिकल वाला, अभी लगा 5 बजे फ्री, 4:30 बजे। So you have to assess. So when you design a structure, whatever loading is given in the code, that is based on a certain written period. So I was in the mind that I'll be able to do that. I'll be able to calculate all that. And then I asked him another question. Sir, I believe you are not only interested in starting this project, but also in completing the project. Okay. So then he said, yes. I said, okay, sir, done. I'll do. And this was the meeting, and said, okay, you do the proof checking. But once that meeting was over, I started back from Gurgaon to my office, and chairman must have gone to some place. After half an hour, his PA called me and said, Dr. Gupta, our chairman sir wants you to design this project. We are not continuing with that consultant. We want you to be the main consultant of this project. I say, my good fortune, and I'm thankful to him. And this is how we became the principal consultant of this project. That was the story, how we got into this project. And since then, from January 14 till last year, we were working on this project. About 4 years of time we took initially, and construction was for about 5 years of the overall project. And then we did the entire design and detailing. So that is how I got into this. But when we came into this, we had to do the case study of some of these statues across the globe. So we collected the information about stone statues, because there is a different material. Concrete statue, like Statue of Liberty, it has got a steel frame inside, similar to this statue. This is the steel frame inside, and over that there is a concrete skin. Same way. Then another statue of Jesus Christ, one more of Jesus Christ. Okay, how they were made, how they were placed, how the material was selected, like this. And then Sardar Patel statue also, which was conceived that time, that we studied. Then on 9 number, if you see, this is a new addition to my list, Shivaji Smarak in Mumbai, which is proposed to be quite tall. Quite means like pedestal is 77 meters, and rest of the area 115 meters is the statue, which is roughly 125 meters, which is roughly 400 feet tall. So, and then on number 10, if you see Dr. Ambedkar statue in Mumbai, which is going to be 350 feet. So in India, we are going to have gigantic statues in future, though we are not working on them all. Some other consultants are working, but we collected the information about what is the material and all those things. Okay, the only thing, the complication, if you see Dr. Ambedkar statue or Sardar Patel statue, they are all standing. So they have got a very good linear vertical axis, which will resist the lateral forces. In case of Lord Shiva statue, which is sitting posture, there was much more complication in terms of the wide base. So everything was getting jumbled in. If you look at one typical junction, I'll show you like this one. If you see here, this particular junction, when the Lord Shiva is sitting, over the right leg knee, left leg has been placed. So this is completely freestanding. The left leg portion from thigh to knee and to the ankle is free. And then right hand is kept over that. So when the right hand is kept over that, this junction becomes much complex. Right hand, left ankle, right knee, these three together. बाहर से देखने में लगता है एक अलग अलग है तीनों, लेकिन जब हम स्ट्रक्चर बनाते हैं तो ये सारा एक दूसरे में मिल जाता है. तो ये सारा एक दूसरे में मिला हुआ कैसे बनाना, दैट वाज ए बिग चैलेंज. और जब तक ये जॉइंट नहीं बनेगा तब तक ये जो तीनों हिस्से हैं, ये हाथ, ये पैर, इनको स्टेबल करना, इनको संभाल के रखना, ये सब फ्री स्टैंडिंग है. दैट वाज अ बिग चैलेंज. सो दैट वाज द चैलेंजिंग aspects of this. There were more challenges in everything. I'll come to that one back. This project comprised of a gigantic 351 feet high Shiva statue in the sitting position at the top of a 50-meter high hillock at Nathdwara near Udaipur in Rajasthan. This is world's third tallest. By that time, it was third tallest, and when Sardar Patel statue was made, this became fourth tallest. The shape of statue is irregular and unsymmetrical. Irregular means every feet height the geometry was changing. The cross section was different. In case of buildings, it is same cross section, prismatic. But in case of this statue, it was varying at every inch. So it was irregular. The design life of the statue is 250 plus years. It falls in high importance factor category as per IS 1893. 1893 is Seismic Design Code. Code of Practice for Earthquake Resistant Design of Buildings, Part 1. Okay. To cater the load and for longevity of the structure, a dual system means a steel beam column frame with concrete shear wall is provided. Internal structure is a steel beam column frame, and there are concrete walls which form the quite stiff core, strong core for resisting the lateral forces of the wind and earthquake. So that was a combination of in the dual system. If you read in the structural engineering, there are different type of structural systems which are defined: conventional column beam, SMRF, OMRF, shear wall system, flat plate system, flat slab systems, all that. Similarly, there is one dual system. So this is what was a dual system. Why steel is used? Because steel members will provide reduced self-weight, flexibility of configuration, construction and behavior, along with faster and easy construction at such heights. See, because at height, it is difficult to have the concrete construction and then connection of the concrete sections. You have to do the shuttering according to that, and then pour the concrete and then do the curing and all that. So that was a big challenge, and steel will overcome all that. स्टील में अगर आपने प्रॉपर ड्राइंग पहले बना ली, अगर डिटेलिंग पहले कर ली अच्छे सॉफ्टवेयर पे, तो आपको सारा का सारा फैब्रिकेशन ऑफ साइड कर लेना नीचे अलग से वर्कशॉप में, और ऊपर ले जाके सिर्फ नट बोल्ट से उसको असेंबल करना है, नथिंग मोर. एंड दैट गिव्स अ लॉट ऑफ गुड थिंग. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज प्री इंजीनियर्ड कंस्ट्रक्शन. आप लोगों ने नाम सुनते होंगे, बट अभी तक आपने प्री इंजीनियरिंग इंडस्ट्रियल बिल्डिंग या वेयर हाउस के लिए सुना है. बट फॉर बिल्डिंग्स ऑल्सो आपके इंदौर में, अपने इंदौर में बहुत अच्छा एक प्रोजेक्ट चल रहा है हमारा, जो अभी श्वेता मैडम ने बताया विद सीवी में, लाइट हाउस प्रोजेक्ट. वो हम आपको बताएंगे लाइट हाउस के बारे में. आप लोग अगर साइट विजिट पे वहां नहीं गए हैं तो श्वेता मैडम इन सबको वहां पे साइट विजिट पे ले जाइए, है ना. मैं 18 तारीख को साइट पे ही हूँ, वहां पे आप लोग भी आइए और अपने स्टूडेंट को दिखाइए कि पूरा का पूरा हाउसिंग किस तरह से प्री इंजीनियरिंग हो रहा है. सारे कंपोनेंट अलग बन रहे हैं और वहां लाके असेंबल किया जा रहा है पूरा, इंक्लूडिंग वॉल्स एंड एवरीथिंग. So steel का ये benefit है. The structural system is configured in such a manner that stiff vertical concrete core wall is available right up to the top of the top to resist lateral forces, and steel beam column framework shall support concrete skin and gravity loads. जो ये concrete की skin है शिवाजी की, लॉर्ड शिवा की skin बाहर body की, उसको पूरा पेरीफेरी पे हमने स्टील मेंबर चला के और उससे एंकर किया है, so that वो शेप मेंटेन हो जाए और पूरा फोर्स ट्रांसफर भी हो जाएगा. About 2,500 metric ton of structural steel section was there. These are the different stages of the statue design. First one on the left side is a drawing which shows a section which shows that some staircase and elevators go to some level and then some go up to the higher level. Second one is a STAAD software image with all. You can see how complex the structural system is. Third, fourth and fifth are the construction stage photographs, and you can very well see some of the components like left hand you can see, trishul you can see, the internal core wall lift is going up, you can see like this. This is another statue. I'll come back to the Shivaji, Lord Shiva statue, but this is another statue, standing statue of Lord Hanumanji, and you can see how simple this is as compared to the Lord Shiva statue, which is in sitting posture. So this analysis design configurations are much simpler in case of a standing posture. This is Lord Hanumanji at Solan, as I told you, in the Manav Rachna International University campus. In Lord Hanuman statue, पीछे जो उनकी पूंछ होती है, टेल, वो और जो गदा है उनके हाथ में, ये दो बड़े कॉम्प्लिकेटेड स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं जो प्रॉपरली करने पड़ते हैं, ठीक है. सो दैट वी डू. एंड this project has also, on the left hand side you can see is an actual photograph at the site, Manav Rachna International University campus, finished statue. On the right you can see Limca Book of Record. So this statue is also entered in the Limca Book of Record for being highest standing statue in hills. Okay, this is another statue I showed in Faridabad, and again the design life is ended here. This is completely a concrete statue, internal concrete structure and concrete skin, and rest of the area is hollow inside. It is not a solid thing. Now friends, in how do we do this? In case of buildings, we have a regular geometry. At every floor level we have a framing plan, and we just connect those independent framing plans or floor plans with the vertical members. Those vertical members we call as columns. So there are columns and there are beams. But in case of this structure, those columns are not regular. Okay, so for that, and the skin is not something which can be defined in the software. This geometry is not there in the software. You have to create this geometry. How to create this geometry? In all these above, the complicacy lies in just how can I remove this? The complicacy lies in, you can say, identifying the structural framing plan. But there is a very good aid or new tool or technology, which is 3D scanning and digitization. So the small mock-up of the statue, which is decided to be made, is scanned by a very special 3D scanner. And then we get a cross-section at every level. And then that is converted into an AutoCAD file, CAD file, and then those CAD files are at every level. That cross section is studied, that where to put the structural members. Okay. Then the structural framing is done, and then they are analyzed in a software, STAAD, ETABS or other. Okay. So this is the way we get the 3D scan data. So the sculpture or the murtikar, they provide us the 3D scan data. We then plot, or we just put every cross section one above the other. You can see here cross section at every 5 feet height is there, and then it shows that it's a Shiva statue. But we can separate that out. So we have taken this out, and then like this, a small 8 inches idol. सबसे पहले छोटा सा एक मूर्ति जो लिया, उसको स्कैन किया, उसको स्कैन करके फिर उसको एनलार्ज किया एक मशीन में, कंप्यूटराइज्ड. वहां से फिर थर्मोकोल का एक वो बनाया डमी, दूसरा 7 फीट हाइट का, एनलार्ज करके फिर इसको स्कैन किया. जब आप 8 इंच से 7 फुट करते हैं तो बहुत सारे एक्सप्रेशंस चेंज हो जाते हैं, फेस के प्रोपोर्शंस खराब हो जाते हैं. तो एक बार फिर 7 फुट वाले मॉडल पे sculpture and the client, they will sit together, they will study that where the changes are to be done, then they will do a changes in this dummy, and then they will make another which is bigger. 7 से 14 फुट का बनाया. 14 फुट का क्यों बनाया? Because from 351 feet I cannot directly make from 8 inches to 351 feet. Then there will be a lot of distortion in the proportion. So a reasonable scale, this 14 feet to 351 feet is roughly 1:24 scale. So okay, that's 1:24 scale is reasonably okay. So we reach to a little higher, means 14 feet size. Then if there is any correction needed here, that is done, and then final 3D scanning is done, and then final 3D scanning data we get like this. This final 3D scanning data is then used by us for making the structural framing plan. These are the cross sections. Now, my young friends, you must understand that each of this cross section, this line diagram जो आपको दिख रहा है, each of this represent one level of the cross section, and you can very well see that one over the other, if I keep, they do not cover fully. Some part only is overlapping, and to see that you can see this concrete core wall जहां पे लिफ्ट आएगी, ठीक है, वो लिफ्ट वाला जो पार्ट है वो कॉमन है, वो नीचे से ऊपर तक, उसके ऊपर हम एक दूसरे को सुपर इम्पोज करके अब हमने रखा है. नाउ वी हैव टू पुट दी स्टील कॉलम्स और द स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम्स एट सम ग्रिड. वी हैव यूज्ड द 3.5 by 3.5 मीटर ग्रिड हियर. अब हमने उसके ऊपर स्ट्रक्चरल कॉलम लगाए. हमने नीचे के लेवल पे कॉलम लगाए पहले, फिर उनको ट्रांसफर किया ऊपर के लेवल पे, फिर ऊपर के लेवल पे, फिर ऊपर के लेवल. ऑटोकैड ड्राइंग हमको मालूम पड़ता है कि कुछ कॉलम्स तो ऐसे हैं जो नीचे से तो आ रहे थे पर ऊपर जा नहीं सकते, बिकॉज वहां पे शेप चेंज हो गया. शिव जी जब नीचे बैठे हुए हैं तो उनका हिप का साइज और वो काफी बड़ा है, बट द मोमेंट आपने ऊपर आए कमर पे तो कमर एकदम पतली हो गई. तो बहुत सारे कॉलम जो नीचे से आ रहे थे वो वहां खत्म करने पड़े, पर आप कमर से जैसे ही ऊपर आए, चेस्ट पे आए, शोल्डर पे आए, वहां पे वाइड है, तो वहां पे फिर और आपको नए स्ट्रक्चरल एलिमेंट चाहिए. सो जो नीचे से जो स्ट्रॉन्ग कोर आ रहा है आरसीसी का, वो काम आता है. This RCC core wall was then used to draw brackets, cantilever long brackets, which were supported by inclined columns from the bottom. So that everything remains inside this periphery only. Nothing can go outside this irregular geometry at every level. And then this was the most critical part of the entire design to fix the structural framing, structural geometry. This consumed not only lot of time, but when this was well done, this ensured proper stability of the structure. Very important. So this was done by our team for many days, sitting continuously, working to and fro. एक बार नीचे लगाया कॉलम, फिर वहां नहीं जमा, फिर ऊपर लाए, फिर वापस नीचे ले गए, like that. Superimposition. In case of a standing statue like Lord Hanumanji, this is much simpler because the shape is not very much. ना center से आपने दो स्टिफ कॉलम लिए, उसके आसपास आपको सब निकालना है, छोटा कैंटिलीवर, बड़ा कैंटिलीवर, like that. But in case of Shiva statue, this is because it is wide at the base and sitting posture, then getting narrow, then हाथ इधर निकल रहा है, left, right हाथ उधर निकल रहा है, पैर इधर से उन्होंने रख लिया. So every component has to be supported well. So that was the major challenging part, and then doing the analysis. फिर हमने इसको सॉफ्टवेयर में एनालाइज किया है. ड्यूअल सिस्टम हैज बीन यूज्ड. फाउंडेशन में M40 कंक्रीट यूज किया है. एक्सटर्नल स्किन ऑफ लॉर्ड शिवा व्हिच आई टोल्ड दैट 20,000 स्क्वायर मीटर है. अल्ट्रा हाई परफॉर्मेंस कंक्रीट ऑफ M40 ग्रेड, सेल्फ कॉम्पैक्टिंग, मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट. दैट वाज सेल्फ कॉम्पैक्टिंग कंक्रीट and very specially designed concrete mix is there. Fe 500 grade corrosion resistant steel was used in the reinforcement. Structural steel sections were or 350 MPa. आप अभी जब स्टील की किताबों में पढ़ते हैं तो कई बार 250 MPa का yield strength होती है. Now the 250 MPa time is gone. Now it is 350 and 450 MPa. So we have used 350 MPa universal beams and columns. आप में से जिन लोगों ने स्टील पढ़ा हुआ है, they are familiar with ISMB, ISMC kind of designation. Indian Standard Medium Beam, Indian Standard Medium Channel. Now those designations are being slowly replaced. They were having a tapered flange sections. अगर आपने कभी ध्यान से आई सेक्शन और चैनल को देखा हो, आपकी लेबोरेटरी में वो सैंपल पड़े होंगे, आपके सर लोग दिखाएंगे, उनका जो फ्लेंज होता है वो स्लोपिंग होता है. स्लोपिंग फ्लेंज इज अ बिग चैलेंज. ये जो यूनिवर्सल बीम्स एंड कॉलम्स हैं, इनका फ्लैट होता है, पैरेलल फ्लेंज. So parallel flange sections perform better. हमने ये पूरा हाई स्ट्रेंथ पैरेलल फ्लेंज सेक्शन यूज किए हैं. जितने भी कनेक्शंस हैं जो बोल्ट से किए हैं वो पूरे प्री डिफाइंड बोल्ट से कनेक्शंस हैं, वो प्री डिफाइंड बोल्ट से कनेक्शंस हैं, एंड दे आर ऑल गैल्वेनाइज्ड हाई टेंसाइल बोल्ट फॉर लॉन्गेविटी. 250 साल है. So everything is of good quality. Design life 250 years, wind speed 70 meter per second. Seismic PGA 0.36. These are two very important parameters. Wind code IS 875 part 3. I'm a member of that committee. Wind speed कितनी लेना है, उसमें एक wind zone map है, वहां पे एक basic wind speed दी है, कुछ factors हैं K1, K2, K3, 4 and you get the design wind speed. But that is only for a 50 years of the return period. But when I'm talking of 250 years, so I have to calculate a different value. There are parameters given. So from those two parameters, I calculate the basic wind speed corresponding to 250 years of return period. But that's not sufficient. For such important structure, there should be a site-specific study should be carried out. And what our wind experts did, they collected the data from 3 nearby airports where the wind measuring instruments were installed. And then they analyzed the data over the years. And then they suggested that this should be the design wind speed. So that was one exercise. Again, how much wind pressure will be there on the structure? For normal routine structures like buildings, it is given in the code. Building of rectangular section, cross section, circular section, square section. Those values of the force coefficient, pressure coefficient are given in the code. But this doesn't have a regular smooth or straight facade. There are several pockets, irregular geometry. So we can't rely on the codal values. So what to do? Then there's a technique called wind tunnel testing. Some of you might have heard the name wind tunnel testing. We did the wind tunnel testing of the statue model. I'll show you that. That wind tunnel testing was done in Sydney, Australia, at a laboratory called Windtech, a facility called Windtech. So a 1:200 scale model was made in thermoplastic, and that model was instrumented, and then it was tested in Sydney, and then we got the pressure and forces results. That was one aspect. As far as seismic force is concerned, Nadwara comes in earthquake zone 2, means mildest zone. But for such an important structure, we cannot take any risk. And we don't know what is going to happen in 250 years. The geology may change. Some new fault and you can say lineaments may come up. Some new geological activity may happen. In 250 years, you don't know anything. So we have to consider all the possibilities. We had no site-specific response spectra, but we had the information about the old faults and those in that area. Our IS 1893 also has a map of zones with the different fault lines and all that. We studied that all. And then we decided not to go for a zone 2 peak ground acceleration, but a higher value according to the highest zone, 0.36, with an importance factor of 2, which makes 0.72 PGA, which is quite a high value. Quite high. If the acceleration in earthquake is 1 G, then आप जमीन के ऊपर उठ जाएंगे. 1 G means आपको पूरा आपका weight को ऊपर कर देगा. So 0.72 means 72% of your weight is acting as the earthquake force. That was it. It was quite high, but we never wanted to have any chance. In the entire skin of 20,000 meters square, there was no joint. Continuous concrete was there. It doesn't mean that continuous day and night concrete, but whenever the concrete was stopped, it was properly, the joint was very properly made. आप में से जो लोग concrete technology field से हैं, in the faculty also, they will understand the meaning of green cutting. Green cutting. So in green cutting, the old and new concrete, they connect together as if there was no discontinuity. So that was done. So entire 2 lakh square foot skin was cast like this. And thermal analysis was done because of continuous structure. So there should be a temperature analysis, thermal stress analysis that was done to ensure that there is no crack in the structure due to the thermal changes. Okay. So that was the thing. This is the wind tunnel testing photograph. You can see wind tunnel in Australia. In the middle yellow color is a small model of the Shiva statue, which is 53.5 centimeter on 1:200 scale, and surrounding round green color plate you see is a turntable on which whatever hillock and the surrounding contours were as it is reproduced to give the same effect of the wind as would be there on the site. And this turntable can be rotated by each 1 degree. So in entire 360 degree, you can rotate it. And the measurement was done for many directions. I'll show more on that. Seismic loads are applied as per the seismic zone, type of structure, importance of the structure, and soil type. Coming to the soil type, the foundation of this project was another big challenge. Why? Because I'll show you a photograph. I'll just show you a photograph and you will appreciate the site. Wait a minute. This is the site. Are you able to see this picture? Rocks?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This was the original site, and you can see the rocks are at an angle. So there was a stratified, a layered deposit of the rocks which was inclined at 70 degrees. And this was another big challenge for us to take care of these rocks. And then what we did was the anchoring. We did the soil anchoring. How? Because we never wanted again to take a chance that under any strong seismic shaking, these rocks should get disturbed and a statue may undergo some damage or something. So what we did, we used 8-meter deep rock anchors. 7-meter drill was done inside the rocks, 75 dia. It was then 32 mm dia bar was inserted in 7-meter inside, and then cementitious grouting was done, and 1 meter of that each bar was taken inside the raft foundation. Means the entire raft foundation was firmly anchored with the rock mass at 108 places total. That was designed such that entire lateral flow due to earthquake and wind will be taken by those anchors only, and we completely ignored the frictional resistance between the concrete and the rock, which was an additional safety. So that was the foundation challenge. Another challenge was Nathdwara is a place where temperature varies from 0 to 50 degrees. So we have to design the skin for a thermal gradient. If the outside temperature is 45 degree, that 200 or 300 millimeter thick skin of the Lord Shiva statue will have about 15 degrees Celsius less temperature inside. Almost 15 degrees less. So for that thermal gradient, we have to design the skin. Otherwise, there may be some cracks. So we checked the skin for the thermal gradient. Then we performed static checks. We performed the stiffness analysis, that how much is the stiffness with and without the skin. And then when we ensured everything, then we did the final, you can say, designing. Friends, when I said wind tunnel testing, this was the model, the yellow color one on the top. Dikh raha hai na, Raj? Yellow color 2 models.
Ji, sir.
Okay. At the bottom, you see Trishul by the side of the head of Lord Shiva. Why this study was done? Because Trishul, if you see, is standing by the side, and it is quite tall, 170 feet tall, freestanding, no support. So when the wind will pass between the Trishul and Lord Shiva's head, there may be an aerodynamic interaction between the two. And when that aerodynamic interaction may violently oscillate the Trishul. So to see how much aerodynamic force would be there and to design the stem of the Trishul for that force, we did this analysis by keeping the Trishul by the side. And when we did this, I'll show that how this wind tunnel testing was done. For those of you who are not very much familiar with the wind tunnel testing, wind tunnel is a facility where simulated wind environment is created, in which the objects like building, industries or structures are placed, and then it is instrumented for surface pressure, instrumented for base forces, and then the entire data of the wind speed and the forces is recorded on a very sophisticated data acquisition system. Very sophisticated. I'll tell you on this model, I'll just show. Do you see black screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now soon there will be an image coming up. This is the instrumented Lord Shiva model on which each red dot represents a pressure tapping, means a small hole. आपने मैनोमीटर का नाम सुना है, उसमें एक small hole होता है, उसमें air pressure जाता है, other end is open to the atmosphere and you get the pressure differential. This is a pneumatic manometer where the other end is connected to a sensor which senses the pressure, and such 726 pressure tubing steps are connected. You can see all over the Lord Shiva surface, model surface, these 726. And all these 726 were monitored through a given data acquisition system. That data acquisition system was so nice that it acquired data at a frequency of 1000 samples per second, and 1000 samples per second, 10 degrees each wind direction, means in a 360-degree rotation, 36 directions, 726 pressure tubes, and 1000 sample per second, and the length of record of each run of the wind was about 16 seconds. So 16,000 samples, 726 tapes, 36 direction. So much of data of the pressure was being acquired. Such a high level of the data acquisition system in Australia, that laboratory where we went. Very good instrumentation. And then also they tested for the base forces. This is surface pressure, overall base forces. Sometimes I'll have a lecture for you all on the, especially on the wind tunnel testing of these kind of structures. So there I'll share more details. But this enabled us a complete good picture of the surface pressure due to wind on the entire statue, which is not a regular structure like a building. Then comes, once the design has been done, considering all the forces of wind, earthquake, lateral gravity, temperature, everything, then the stage has come for the construction. So how to construct? Very difficult, very challenging task. And when it is to be concrete altogether. So what was done? Entire statue was then divided into slices of 5 feet height each on the software. You can see these colored slices. And then each of these colored slices were, this entire drawing was fed into a 6 degree of freedom CNC controlled robotic arm machine, which was used to cut a thermocol slab, high density thermocol. Big slabs were fed in, and then that machine used to cut these 5 feet size height slices from the thermocol slabs of exactly this geometry, and then they were numbered, taken separately, assembled in the field to make, I'll show you this picture. Second, this one is a thermocol dummy assembled in the field on a ground, part wise, part. Why this was done? To make glass fiber molds like this. Glass fiber was then put over this fiber mat, resin, 6 millimeter thick glass fiber dummy, glass fiber molds were taken out from this thermocol dummy of full scale, 1:1 size. Then those molds were numbered, from 1 to 7,000 or something. So many of molds were there for the outer skin. And then they were carried to Nathadwara, and then the concrete casting was done in them. One full layer of the mold was arranged from outside. Inside was the plain plywood shuttering. Reinforcement was placed in the position, and then self-compacting concrete was poured. And then most important, 28 days curing has been done. For concrete, curing is very, very important. Anyone may say anything in life, but if you are a good civil engineer, if you want to see your structures performing well, you should insist on a 28 days curing. Minimum 14 days full intense curing, and then 14 days some curing such that it doesn't dries out. These are some of the very important features, parameters of the concrete and the material which has been used. I'll show you some of the things. Read this. Concrete mix design was done from Rajasthan Technical University, Kota, and keeping all the durability parameters. For skin, high performance self-compacting concrete was used. Ultra fine GGBS alkofine was used as an admixture, which gives the very good high strength and very impermeable concrete. Some more information about the material. Each and every ingredient selected was a very special one. Some testing was done to see whether the concrete made is proper or not, particularly with respect to the alkali aggregate reaction from the point of the durability. Long-term effect of chlorine, ammonia, SOx, NOx gases can affect the durability. So, simulated conditions of acid rain was also checked. Concrete cubes were dipped in 2% solution of nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and hydrochloric acid. Okay, so that any kind of damage deterioration can be studied over the years. So 250 साल में कितना नुकसान होगा, that was estimated. So very high quality durable concrete was used there. These are some those concrete core walls which are there of different heights in the statue. Some of the features of the workshop which was established there. Now the important thing I would like to tell you about this, you can see the complicacy here. Steel structure which is going up is not a regular steel structure with one plane and then second plane connected to that. You can see highly complex steel structure is there. Now, when we were using AutoCAD kind of software, it was not possible for us to detail that, means to make drawings. It was very difficult. In a software like STAAD, it was easy to, it was comparatively okay to analyze. But when it came to making the drawings, it was a big challenge. Since the entire steel structure was to be fabricated outside and to be assembled, so each and every component should be of the perfect size. All the holes should be done in advance. So for that, we utilized a very good platform, a 3D building information modeling software called Tekla for steel detailing. So Tekla is a very versatile software which enabled us to model the entire Shiva statue structure with all the connection details, which was then able to give us not only the fabrication drawings, but also the bill of quantity, the BOQ of each and every material. And Shapurji did a wonderful job in fabricating those elements as it is right on the site. Here you see that entire workshop they have established. Trishul, this was a big challenge. त्रिशूल का जो नीचे का हिस्सा आप देख रहे हैं वो कंक्रीट का है. 170 में से करीब करीब 120 फुट का ये हिस्सा कंक्रीट का है और उसके ऊपर 50 फुट का ये स्टील का है, जिसका की वजन अबाउट 50 मीट्रिक टन है. Now it was a big challenge to fabricate and lift and erect there. So it was made in pieces, but then when those pieces were assembled at the top, there was some welding to be done of this external metal skin. So another challenge, at that height, so much of strong wind was blowing that welding was not getting easy. So then some special covers were done and then the welding was done. So there was another big challenge. And then since this Trishul is freestanding, so additional strengthening for the durability has been done by using glass fiber coating over the bottom part of this Trishul concrete stem so that it doesn't show any fine cracks even in the future. Nandiji is also made there. Some of the pictures of Lord Shiva statue under construction. You can see this under construction. This was the biggest challenge, this part, the left knee, and when by the time this is cast here, this joint of right hand, right knee and left ankle, till then to hold this in position, a huge amount of scaffolding. You see this scaffolding, ये जो पूरा लगाया हुआ है scaffolding, जंजाल, that was huge, and its design was done, and to keep it in the position so that this supports this entire concrete freestanding, this huge weight. I'll show you the inside picture and you will surprise that I go there many times and see it. Some of the features on the top, eyes. Again, this is concrete only. There is no rendering, no plaster from outside. This is as it is cast. All this, ये जो आपको दिख रही है जटाएं शिव जी की, कान, ये फीचर्स, ये गैलरी, ये सब सिर पे तिलक, आंखें, ये सब कंक्रीट में एज इट इज बनाया है. ये कुछ भी प्लास्टर से बाद में नहीं किया है. ये सब ग्लास फाइबर के मोल्ड हैं उस जो थर्मोकोल की डमी पे निकाले. दिस इज, हमारे पास कितना टाइम है अभी? टाइम है?
Yes, sir.
This is a time lapse photography done over 4 years. ये 4 साल तक 4 कैमरे लगे हुए थे साइड पे, और ये वो टाइम लैप्स फोटोग्राफी है. Just enjoy how the things have progressed. The project, because of its size, its magnanimity, its engineering, its construction, has won several awards from various agencies. Some of them are displayed here for the construction, for the quality, for the safety, Outstanding Concrete Structure Award, Golden Peacock National Award. Then we also won a very prestigious award by Indian Concrete Institute for innovative application of special structures in this March itself. And in the honor of this project, Indian Concrete Institute on their journal also published the photograph of this statue. And you can see I am there receiving along with the project head, Mr. Rajesh Mehta, and Naresh Kumar Murtikar and Chapurji Palonji, Mr. Anurag there. And this is the award we received. This is another big award we received very recently. Association of Consulting Civil Engineers Simplex Biennial Award for Innovative Design of Structures Other than Industrial Structure. This was the award recently given to us. And then this is the final statue, which is there right now at the place. And whenever you go, you can see that it has progressed from this to this in stages. On the international standing, as I was telling, Sardar Patel statue 182 meter high is the tallest. Second one is a Spring Temple Buddha 153 meter. Then Ushiku Devatsu 120 meter. And then comes 107 meter tall Lord Shiva statue Nathdwara, 4th number in the world. Friends, I conclude this presentation showing me and the two of the project head there on the other right. We are standing on the top of the statue this time. This is at 351 feet high. When the fiberglass molds were there right on the top, casting the head part. So we were just standing right on the top there. My WhatsApp, my number and my mail ID is there. So beyond today's session, if there are any queries you have, we will certainly be addressing them. Anytime I will get the response. But before I really conclude, I'll thank and then I'll play a wonderful video for you all, which you will enjoy. It is about this project only. I'm sure you will be able to see it well.
Very good afternoon, sirs. Thanks once again.
जय हो शंकरा आदिदेव शंकरा तेरे जाप के बिना चले ये सांस किस तरह मेरा कर्म तू ही जाने क्या बुरा है क्या भला तेरे रास्ते पे मैं तो आंख मूंद के चला तेरे नाम की जोत ने सारा हर लिया तमस में नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा जय त्रिलोकनाथ शंभो शिवाय शंकरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा रुद्रदेव हे महेश्वरा सृष्टि के जन्म से भी पहले तेरा वास था ये जग रहे या ना रहेगी तेरी आस था क्या समय क्या प्रलय दोनों में तेरी महानता सीपियों की ओट में मोतिया जिस तरह मेरे मन में शंकरा तू बसा है उस तरह मुझे भरम था जो है मेरा था कभी नहीं मेरा अर्थ क्या निरर्थ क्या जो भी है सभी तेरा तेरे सामने है झुका मेरे सर पे हाथ रख दिया नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा जय त्रिलोकनाथ शंभो शिवाय शंकरा नमो नमो जी शंकरा भोलेनाथ शंकरा रुद्रदेव हे महेश्वरा
Hello.
Very good afternoon, sirs. Thanks once again for.
With this, I conclude the presentation. And thank you very much, Medicaps University and everybody there for patient listening. I'm sure you are able to get something for doing something extraordinary in life. And my motto is always that if we believe in our fundamentals, if they are correct, then we can always tackle any challenge. Thank you, all the best, and we can have the question answers now. Shweta madam,
Yes, sir.
I
Yes, sir.
think
If
I
it-
have
yes,
stopped sharing, I believe.
yes, yes, sir.
Okay, please take up.
Thank you very much, sir. I would like to extend my grateful thank to you in your that you have given in your busy schedule, that you have given time to us. And I hope all the students they will apply this knowledge of the case study on the statues. And you have covered all the design phase and construction stages in detail. Not only in India, you have your consultancy and you have done the work in India, but also in abroad. So I am damn sure that my students will definitely use your valuable inputs in this area of the case study of statues in India, might be in the research work or might be in future. So really, this was a very interesting and very good lecture, sir. I am really very thankful to you that you have given the time to us. So if anybody is having a
My
question,
pleasure. Raj,
please
if there are
write in a
questions,
chat.
we can take. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, basically, I have a lot of questions, but many of them are being answered in between the session itself. So, मतलब ये चीज तो सर मतलब जिस क्वेश्चन पूछने वाले ही अपने आप खुश होते जा रहे थे सर, वो जवाब सारे आपके बैक टू बैक आ रहे थे. But there are two questions that are posted also. First thing that students basically actually चाह रहे थे कि जो 60 इयर्स लाइफ और 250 इयर्स लाइफ आपने जो बताया था सर, उसमें बेसिकली बच्चे जानना चाह रहे थे कि लोडिंग के अंदर क्या मेजर डिफरेंस आता है सर.
Yes, good question. Primarily, every load, whatever is defined in the code, it is all probabilistic. We do not have deterministic loading approach or deterministic code. We have probabilistic. Probabilistic का means होता है, आपने अगर पढ़ा हो तो it is written probability of exceedance of a load for not more than 5% times in the whole life of the structure. अगर कोई स्ट्रक्चर की लाइफ 50 साल है तो 50 साल के लिए ऐसा लोड वैल्यू डिफाइन करना है कि वो 95% ऑफ द टाइम जो लोड आएगा वो उससे कम रहेगा, 5% वो एक्सीड हो सकता है. ठीक है. सिमिलरली मटेरियल स्ट्रेंथ का भी ऐसा ही होता है कि जो क्यूब स्ट्रेंथ है या क्यूब्स हैं वो हमारे 95% ऑफ द टाइम उस स्ट्रेंथ को पास करना ही चाहिए, उससे कम सिर्फ 5% टाइम अलाउड है. दिस इज कॉल्ड एज प्रोबेबिलिस्टिक अप्रोच. नाउ दिस थिंग, द मोमेंट डिजाइन लाइफ और द सर्विस लाइफ इंक्रीजेस, तो ये 95% तक वो एक्सीड नहीं हो, ऑटोमेटिकली दैट वैल्यू विल इंक्रीज. 95% में प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एक्सीडेंस बढ़ जाती है. 250 इयर्स ऑफ लाइफ में प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एक्सीडेंस बढ़ जाती है. तो उसको 95% पे अगर रिस्ट्रिक्ट करना है तो मुझे उसकी वैल्यू बढ़ाना पड़ेगी, लोड की, डिजाइन लोड की वैल्यू बढ़ाना पड़ेगी. सो विंड, अर्थक्वेक, इसमें कोई दिस स्ट्रक्चर इज नॉट गवर्न्ड बाय ग्रेविटी, मींस कोई इसमें लाइव लोड का रोल ज्यादा नहीं है, ओनली सेल्फ वेट है और लेटरल फोर्सेस है, विंड एंड अर्थक्वेक. सो जो विंड और अर्थक्वेक फोर्स हैं वो 50 इयर्स की बजाय हमने 250 इयर्स के हिसाब से लिए. मींस अगर आप देखेंगे विंड कोड में ना, वहां एक पैरामीटर दिया है कि 50 साल के लिए तो ये है, पर अगर 100 इयर्स की लाइफ हो स्ट्रक्चर की तो फैक्टर चेंज किया उन्होंने, K1 फैक्टर चेंज किया है, विच इज कॉल्ड एज रिस्क कोएफिशिएंट फैक्टर. 100 से ज्यादा हो तो क्या करना, उसके लिए नीचे एक फार्मूला और टेबल दिया, ए और बी पैरामीटर. हमने जब वो किया तो हमारी विंड स्पीड बढ़ गई, डिजाइन विंड स्पीड. सिमिलरली हमने अर्थक्वेक में ये मान लिया कि अभी तो जोन 2 है, बट 250 साल होगा तो बहुत कुछ जियोलॉजिकल चेंजेस होंगे, बहुत कुछ ज्योग्राफिकल चेंजेस होंगे, तो हायर वैल्यू के लिए हमने डिजाइन किया है. तो व्हेन द सर्विस लाइफ और द डिजाइन लाइफ इंक्रीजेस, द डिजाइन लोड वैल्यू इंक्रीजेस. दैट इज द कांसेप्ट.
ओके सर, आई गेस आपने बहुत ही सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बच्चों को समझा दिया. मतलब मेरे पास काफी अच्छे पर्सनल लेवल पे फीडबैक्स आ रहे हैं व्हाट्सएप पे. सो सर नेक्स्ट अप बच्चे पूछना चाह रहे हैं कि हाउ आर दी स्कैफोल्डिंग्स डिजाइन. मतलब आपने बता दिया कि स्कैफोल्डिंग हम लोगों ने मतलब बेसिकली हम लोगों ने फॉर्म वर्क प्रिपेयर कर लिया था, बट उसके लिए स्कैफोल्डिंग जो उसको सपोर्ट करता है सर, वो डिजाइन कैसे होता है सर?
See, basically scaffolding is again designed by a model only, by applying wind loads and notional horizontal loads, है ना, because उस पे कोई लोड, लाइव लोड है नहीं, डेड लोड है नहीं, ग्रेविटी लोड, बट उस पे विंड लोड होता है, उस पे डेड लाइव बहुत कम होता है, उस पे स्टेबिलिटी का इशू होता है मेनली, और इतनी हाइट में उसका सेल्फ वेट होता है, ठीक है, मेनली। और स्कैफोल्डिंग जिस स्ट्रक्चर को सपोर्ट करती है, अगर इफ सपोज लाइक इन दिस केस सम ऑफ द पार्ट ऑफ स्कैफोल्डिंग वाज गोइंग टू सपोर्ट द लेग, सो लेग का जो वेट है वो पूरा उस पे देते हैं स्कैफोल्डिंग पे। क्रॉस ब्रेसिंग्स आर नॉट देयर, देयर आर रिजिड कनेक्शंस विद कप एंड लॉक अरेंजमेंट। वो जो स्कैफोल्डिंग का पाइप है उसको उस स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो के लिए डिजाइन करते हैं, बट दैट स्लेंडरनेस रेशियो इज कंट्रोल्ड बाय पुटिंग द हॉरिजॉन्टल ब्रेसेस इन बोथ द डायरेक्शंस एट क्लोजर स्पेसिंग। तो वो पूरी डिजाइन बाय जनरल, द ओनली थिंग इज कि इट इज ए शॉर्ट लाइफ स्ट्रक्चर, वो ऐसा लॉन्ग लाइफ नहीं है, 50 साल 100 साल वाला नहीं है, इट्स ए शॉर्ट टर्म स्ट्रक्चर। तो उसके लिए कुछ पैरामीटर्स कम हो जाते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म वाले, बट देयर इज अ होल लिटरेचर, कंप्लीट बुक आती है, चैप्टर्स है हमारी कंस्ट्रक्शन टेक्नोलॉजी में स्कैफोल्डिंग डिजाइन। तो आप में से जो लोग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट्स में जाएंगे, कंस्ट्रक्शन कंपनी में जाएंगे, उनके लिए ये भी एक बहुत बड़ा स्कोप रहता है स्कैफोल्डिंग डिजाइनर बनना। देयर आर वेरी फ्यू स्कैफोल्डिंग डिजाइन पीपल, एक्सपर्ट्स इन द कंट्री, तो वो भी एक बड़ा अच्छा एवेन्यू है काम करने के।
जी सर, एक काफी इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन फ्लैश हो रहा है। बच्चे पूछ रहे हैं कि इंडिया के अंदर हम लोग इतना सारा कंस्ट्रक्शन करते हैं, तो स्काई स्क्रेपर्स इतने ज्यादा कॉमन क्यों नहीं है इंडिया में?
स्काई स्क्रैपर कॉमन नहीं है कि 2-3 कारण होते हैं। स्काई स्क्रैपर बनने के 2-3 कारण होते हैं। वन इज द रिक्वायरमेंट, जमीन कम है, डेंसिटी ज्यादा है, आपको लैंड कम है, वर्टिकल एक्सपेंशन करना ही पड़ता है, सो दैट इज वन वे। सेकेंडली, आपके पास उतनी टेक्नोलॉजी होना चाहिए कंस्ट्रक्शन की, देन यू कैन गो फॉर द स्काई स्क्रैपर्स। वी आर नॉट वेल इक्विप्ड टू मेक वेरी हाई बिल्डिंग्स। Nowadays we are transiting from that conventional construction to mechanized construction, but still our dependency is much on the human labor. तो हमारे यहाँ पे अभी भी स्काई स्क्रैपर का वो टाइम नहीं है जो आप दूसरी कंट्रीज में, दुबई वगैरह में देखते हैं या और कहीं देखते हैं। they have got entire mechanization and very good machinery and skill set of the people training. Third is about the adaptability, आप ऊपर रहना चाहते हैं या नहीं रहना चाहते हैं, जमीन की अवेलेबिलिटी। हमारे यहाँ पे भी लैंड बहुत अवेलेबल है, but there is another aspect which has been highlighted by the government and other people also, that there is a very rapid shift of population from rural areas to urban areas. As on date in 2021, we are about 30% urban population, which by 2030 is going to be 40% rural urban population. Means 10% population will shift from rural areas to urban areas. Means almost 15 crore people. So all those 15 crore people will need space to live. अब शहर में तो जगह नहीं है. That is why now next 10 years you will see lot of skyscrapers coming, high-rise buildings coming in the country, and then rapid housing. Another thing which I am talking, the lighthouse project which is under construction in Indore is a part of the rapid mass housing. हमको conventional technology से हम मकान बनाते हैं, हम कभी भी जिंदगी में एक गैप नहीं पूरा कर पाएंगे between demand and supply. This gap can only be fulfilled if we are able to make rapid construction. So that rapid construction के हमको नई टेक्नोलॉजी यूज करना चाहिए, and for that you and your students must refer a website called Building Materials and Technology Promotion Council, BMTPC. आप लोग BMTPC की वेबसाइट पे लॉगिन करें, GHTC ग्लोबल हाउसिंग टेक्नोलॉजी चैलेंज, GHTC की वेबसाइट लॉगिन करें, और वहां पे आपको इतना लिटरेचर मिलेगा रैपिड मास हाउसिंग और अल्टरनेटिव टेक्नोलॉजीज का पढ़ने के लिए। फ्री डाउनलोड कीजिए, उनको पढ़िए और वो अडॉप्ट कीजिए, वो आने वाले समय में वही होना है देश में। सो दैट इज द वे स्काई स्क्रैपर्स हमारे यहाँ भी उतने नहीं।
सर हमने इतना बड़ा लेवल पे कंस्ट्रक्ट किया इसको, तो आर देयर समथिंग सम पॉइंट्स दैट आर केप्ट इन माइंड फॉर द ऑप्टिमाइजेशन ऑफ कॉस्ट फॉर दिस बल्क मास ऑफ कंस्ट्रक्शन?
स्टेचू की बात कर रहे हैं?
जी सर, जी सर।
For such structures, generally, no one will look for optimization. No one will look for optimization because in such projects, longevity and safety is very, very important. No one takes a chance. सो यहाँ पे हम कहीं पर भी ऑप्टिमाइजेशन की बात नहीं करते, हर जगह सेफ्टी मार्जिन एंड डिजाइन पैरामीटर्स आर मोर देन द रिक्वायर्ड।
श्योर सर। सो दिस इज इट फ्रॉम माय किटी सर। बेसिकली इतने क्वेश्चंस मेरे पास थे, तो मैंने उसको का नोट डाउन कर रखे थे आपके लिए। तो थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू वेरी मच। और अगर बच्चों को कभी भी कुछ पूछना है, मेरा नंबर उनके पास है, आप मुझे व्हाट्सएप भी कर सकते हैं और आप मुझे मेल भी कर सकते हैं। यू विल श्योरली गेट द रिस्पॉन्स। और आगे बाकी श्वेता मैडम है कांटेक्ट में, whatever best way she feels of my experience usage she can do, and will certainly have a good platform for interaction. And I really wishes my good wishes for all these students and Medicaps for doing very good things in the future. Thank you.
थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। आपका बहुत ही बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन था, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग प्रेजेंटेशन था। स्टूडेंट्स के साथ हमारे बहुत सारे यहाँ पे पीएचडी स्कॉलर्स भी हैं, मतलब एज ए फैकल्टी, उनके लिए भी ये बहुत ही अच्छा रहा, और हम लोगों के लिए भी आपने काफी नॉलेज हम लोगों को मिला। तो आपने इतनी सारी प्रोजेक्ट्स जो हैंडल किए, उसका एक आपने बहुत अच्छा केस स्टडी प्रेजेंट किया, और सारी चीज स्टेजेस आपने बताई, स्टूडेंट के लिए बहुत ही अच्छा रहा। अब हम आगे भी चाहते हैं सर हम आपके साथ जुड़े रहे, जो कि स्टूडेंट्स भी जुड़े रहे। कभी भी हमें ऐसा लगा तो हम आपसे बिल्कुल कांटेक्ट करेंगे, और स्टूडेंट्स को भी कभी भी कोई प्रॉब्लम रही तो डेफिनेटली जो भी क्वेरीज रहेगी वो आपको हम पास ऑन करेंगे, सो दैट वो बेनिफिशियल।
Sure.
और आगे भी हम चाहते कि हम आपका कोई लेक्चर, कोई स्पेसिफिक मतलब कोई स्पेशल लेक्चर या कोई एक्सपर्ट लेक्चर हम रखना चाहते हैं। जैसे ही आपका शेड्यूल फ्री रहेगा वैसे ही आपसे हम समय लेंगे। थैंक यू वेरी मच सर। नाउ आई
Thank you.
रिक्वेस्ट सर टू प्लीज गिव द वोट ऑफ थैंक्स ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूट एंड ऑल।
So, thank you so much, sir. So it's an honor for me to address you at the end, because आपके मतलब वर्क को फॉलो करते हुए काफी समय हो गया सर हम लोग को, तो इट विल बी अ प्योर ऑनर फॉर मी टू थैंक यू ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द होल यूनिवर्सिटी सर। एंड आई वुड लाइक टू थैंक माय मैनेजमेंट, बिकॉज उनके बिना ये अपॉर्चुनिटी हमारे लिए भी पॉसिबल नहीं हो पाती कि हम आपको यहाँ पर बुला पाते इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर सर। सो हमारे मैनेजमेंट ने हमें सपोर्ट किया, ऑनरेबल चांसलर सर, वाइस चांसलर सर, प्रो चांसलर सर, सभी लोगों ने रेडीली बहुत शॉर्ट नोटिस पे हमें अलाउ किया कि टू हैव दिस अरेंज। एंड थैंक यू सो मच सर फॉर योर फॉर योर ब्रीफ अपने इतने छोटे से समय में इतना बड़े प्रोजेक्ट को हमारे सामने एक्सप्लेन किया। एंड सर सबसे बड़ी बात मैं स्टूडेंट्स के बिहाफ से ये बोलना चाहूंगा सर कि हमें काफी इंकरेजमेंट मिला होगा स्टूडेंट्स को, क्योंकि सर लाइव प्रोजेक्ट को देखना हम बचपन से हम लोगों के लिए भी जब हम लोग भी स्टूडेंट्स थे तो हम लोग के लिए भी काफी फैसिनेटिंग होता था सर, एक हमारे लिए लाइफ होती थी वहां से। सो थैंक यू सो मच सर for your kind words. Thank you so much ma'am for sir से हमारा interaction कराने के लिए। And with this I would like to sum up the session. Thank you so much everybody present for your time, for your patient listening and for your interaction with us. Thank you so much everybody.
Thank you. All the best.
Thank you sir. Thank you one and all. Thank you all the faculty members and all.
जी